crazy busy times, you know it. So I was having this conversation with somebody recently about the blog post I did on getting up and greeting the sunrise. What does it mean? Actually, that one created quite a lot of discussion with a bunch of people that circled back with me about what does it mean to be up, and thanks for that, and the whole idea of being up early enough that you're greeting the sunrise rather than the sunrise greeting you, or the sun coming up and you're like, oh my gosh, not another day. And and so what does it mean to be up? What does it mean to be up and at it? And what's in some ways, what's the why for you? What does it mean if you're up early? What does it mean if you've got these things that sometimes keep you up in the middle of the night, that, oh, it's like this, and there's this piece of that, and the discussion turned to, well, what does it mean? Why? It's like, oh, another day, getting to it another day, and having to face another day versus, you know what? Serving in that day, going into that day, you're actually creating organization for yourself. You're creating these things that come together, and when they come together, it's sort of like, wow, it just all fits. Like all of a sudden, this little piece and that little piece, and they match together, and you've almost created this jigsaw puzzle that you can set aside and check off. And so it got me thinking about, for some people, that's the big why. That's why we get up. That's why we put things together. It's why it's the gratification of, wow, I've put this and this and this and this in place. Before, they were all these little floating things that were not in place. And when you put those pieces in place, you're actually helping people beyond the people that you're actually helping. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when you put those things on your checklist together and you get them done, it not only helps you feel like, wow, good, I've checked that off my list, but beyond that, or I should say, and beyond that, you're also helping people in a way that they get better. And when they're better, ultimately what you're doing is you're serving people that you're not even seeing, because, or you may never even meet, because what happens is when you help people in a way, they feel better, and it helps them in their life. And that means their team, it means maybe their family, it means maybe their interactions with others all of a sudden are smoother, and it's from something small perhaps that you did. It was on your, oh, I've got to do this. And when you get that done, it fits, boom, and it fits, boom, and you've got your day organized. Yes, you've checked something off the list because you needed to get something done, and you've also, in getting that done, you've helped somebody, and in helping that person, their life goes more smoothly. And we show up to help each other, right? We show up because that's who we are. And so when we help others to get better in their world, we sometimes don't even know the impact, because when people feel better because of maybe something small that you've done, something really small that you've done, you've helped in a way that, I don't know, maybe you've gotten them out of pain somehow. Maybe you've gotten them out of mental pain, mental anguish. We don't know necessarily what their little pieces are that they're trying to put together. So that when we pull our little pieces together and we put them into that puzzle where it comes together, that click, that snapping together of, wow, this fits, this works, and now that piece is done, they've picked it up and they've gone, wow, that piece is done. Now look what I get to do. It's one of those small things that really builds and builds and builds. And I wanted to point it out because it seems to be one of those things that if you think about it, it's like, well, of course. But most people don't think about it. And so most people don't really spend the time to go, I've made someone's life that much better. if I've made someone's life that much better, what happens? You know, their trajectory is going along, and then all of a sudden you've increased that trajectory just that bit. All of a sudden, over time, what you've done actually has a much, much bigger impact. And it may not be sudden. Whew, I've got this, click, that's sudden. It feels sudden. But it's sometimes the small stuff that keeps us up, that when we put it together and we get it finally just break through on our own, and we're able to take what we've gotten and we give it to someone else, we're helping people in a way that we can't see. I want to remind you of that, you know, what you're doing, that little step by step by step, that stuff you're struggling with, it makes a difference. It does. It makes a difference. So there you go. I wanted to bring that back, put it back out in front of you, and have you remind yourself that what you're doing, even if it seems really small, it's making a difference. It's making a difference. Now, the trick for you is to be intentional about it. You don't have to think, gosh, I wonder whose family I'm affecting by doing this one thing on my to-do list. It's not that. It's just knowing that you're helping. You're helping. So that little thing that's been nagging at you, that little thing that somehow suddenly comes together and you go, okay, I got this. You've become a significant impact or influencer in someone else's life. So I'm here to say, keep doing it. Keep doing it. All right? Keep at it. Keep making your magic, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.